Golf Central, brought to you by Callaway Golf.
This week is also very exciting. I will describe it as a tester, and I can see myself having to grind out there. So, yeah, these are all things that a typical major championship and a major championship venue would bring you, and I'm excited to see what's to come this upcoming week.
What kind of preparation did you have coming into this week? Had you seen this golf course prior? Had you looked at any old videos in order to be prepared when you walked on property?
To be fair, I haven't. I feel like I've gotten my hands full on a couple other things. Once I finished Mizuho, I had to go back onto campus and complete my sophomore year with finals, moving out, etc., saying bye to friends. So I've just been taking that time to do those things. And also, you know, I'm starting my professional career now, so I've taken a lot more business calls than I've ever had as a collegiate athlete. And yeah, but I knew that Baltusrol is such a historic venue, and it's very challenging. So there was nothing that I didn't expect once I came out here and played a couple rounds.
All right, so talking about your college time and your college career, amateur career, Paige and I, we were good college collegiate athletes,
No,
amateur
I definitely
athletes.
know that.
Oh, thanks. But as we know firsthand, that transition from being a very good college athlete, being a very good amateur, isn't overnight, isn't seamless into the professional ranks, yet you did it. How were you able to make that transition from being the #1 amateur, #1 collegiate player, to winning your first professional event?
Yeah, it's safe to say that I definitely did not expect it. I knew that it was going to be a hard jump, and no doubt, I feel like even continuing to the next couple events, I'm still going to have that transition. I don't think just one event will absolutely help me transition over to the new professional life that I'm living right now. So, you know, I understand that it's a huge leap, and no doubt I think it is. But I just try to take it in my own stride. I understand there's more obligations as a professional. There's more attention, media. You're not going to be able to grind as much when you're on your own time and you're not traveling. So just balancing the whole lifestyle out will definitely be a change. But I think now that I understand it and I'm able to grasp that concept, I think the transition part will be a little bit easier.
It's definitely an adjustment when you're playing every single week, whereas in college you're used to going home for a few days.
Yes.
And like if you have to work on something, you can do it in the privacy of your own home or home course rather than out here. One of the other adjustments in playing professional golf is adding a caddy into the mix. And I think at least what we've witnessed so far as an amateur, you look as though you're very in control of your own game. How has that transition been, and how much do you feel like you have ownership of your strategy when you walk a golf course, you know how you want to play it?
It's been great. I feel like I know how to have a caddy on my bag, just because, you know, in the top amateur events that I've been playing in, and even as a amateur playing professional events, I've had caddies on my bag, and I understand what the dynamic should be. So coming out here and meeting my caddy Gilly, who's on my bag in this week and the next couple of weeks, even at Mizuho last week, he's been great. He's helped me adjust to the tour life. He has so much experience over 25, 26 years. So if anything, he's showing me what it's like inside the ropes on the LPGA Tour. And that balance is just great. And I do full on own my own game, and I take full responsibility for how I play and how I should make decisions. So with that in mind, even if there is a caddy who may tell me something, and if I don't feel comfortable with it, I am one to voice my own opinions and do what I think is best.
Speaking of comfort, when you did win the Mizuho Americas, you had Anna Davis. It was kind of an interesting, unusual format where AJJ players were in the field, and the final group, you were played with one of your really good friends, Anna Davis, who's an amateur. How much did that add to your comfort level? Do you think that helped coming down the stretch?
Well, first off, the entire week was just so comforting to me. I came into the event and I immediately saw on the range just my old friends from junior golf that I haven't seen in over 2 years, and we just caught up. I even saw my teammate Mega, and even the last day coming down the stretch, Anna and I were just cracking jokes at each other the whole way, and I feel like the venue and how special the entire week was for both junior golf and professional golf. It was just a mix of comfort and excitement. Like I mentioned, it was very wholesome. And Anna and I would, even before the week, we would be practicing on the putting green together, and we'll say hi to each other, and she'll tease me and say, "Hey, world number one," and I'll be like, "Hey, Anwar champ." And I did forget for a second that I was also an Arnold champ. So basically, every time we saw each other, we're like, "Hey, Arnold champ." And then, that entire week was just great. And Anna on my side was definitely very comforting. I think the final day could be very stressful. So having someone that I'm familiar with and that I'm close with just makes the whole, track a lot more special.
Well, I wouldn't lose this opportunity to be able to pick your brain. I want you to walk us through one of the golf holes out here, number 10, that we're going to see at Baltusrol this week. I want to get your opinion. You talk about ownership of your game. Talk me through what you see on this hole and how you want to play it.
Yeah, for sure. Starting from number 10, the tee shot itself, it's a very narrow tee shot. You can choose to hit 3-wood or 5-wood, depending on the wind, keep it short of the left bunker. But you have the hazard on the right, so regardless of what you're hitting, you have to make sure that you're precise with where your ball should be. And if you're scared of the water too much and you go left, then you're kind of in the thick rough and you're gonna have to figure that out. But then once you get it on the green, it's very undulating. There's bunkers surrounding that entire green, and you're gonna be able to need a good short game to, get it close to the hole. But there's a lot of little dips that you have to be aware of, especially on that green and a lot of the other ones out here.
Rose, there's been a lot of talk coming into this week as you make your pro debut in this championship about what you should, what you could, what you might achieve here. But in your mind, what would be a successful week for you?
Successful week. I would be very happy to make the cut. That is the first goal.
We'll reassess on Saturday morning.
just like the last week, at Mizuho, I was literally expecting to just make the cut. And especially Major Championship week, you never know what you're gonna get. The weather is coming in, it's coming in fast. And this golf course is already a true testament to a professional golfer's game, regardless of what the weather brings. So I think being able to hold steady and really be precise with what you're doing, commit to every single shot, that's gonna be the key to every single player out here, not just me. So I'm trying to keep that in mind as I go into tomorrow, the next couple days, and we'll see how the game is there. But you never know what you're gonna get. And the game of golf brings you so many different twists and turns, so gotta just be going along for the ride.
Well, if I see you around here on Saturday morning, I'm going to ask you then the same question. Goals for the rest of the week. Rose, thank you so much for stopping by. We wish you all the best. This luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.